Dear friend, have you ever faced a moment in life where fear gripped your heart, where uncertainty made you question your next step? Perhaps you felt alone, abandoned, or unsure of what the future holds. If you have, take heart. God's promise in Deuteronomy 31:8 is a powerful reassurance that you are never alone. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. This verse is more than just words. It is a divine declaration from God Himself. It is a promise of His unwavering presence, His constant guidance, and His deep love for you. No matter what you are going through today, be encouraged. God is already ahead of you, preparing the way. He is not only walking with you, He is leading you. God goes before you. One of the greatest fears we experience is the fear of the unknown. We worry about what tomorrow holds, whether we will succeed or fail, whether we will face joy or sorrow. But God, in His infinite wisdom and love, does not leave us to figure it out on our own. He goes before us, clearing the path, removing obstacles, and preparing blessings along the way. Think about this. When the Israelites were about to enter the Promised Land, they were terrified. Moses, their great leader, would no longer be with them, and they didn't know what lay ahead. But Moses assured them that they didn't need to be afraid, because God Himself was going before them. The same God who parted the Red Sea and provided manna in the wilderness was the same God leading them into the future. Today, that same God goes before you. He knows the challenges you will face, and He has already made provision for your needs. Even when things don't make sense, trust that He is working all things together for your good. Romans 8:28. You may not see the full picture now, but He does, and He is guiding you toward His perfect plan. God will never leave you nor forsake you. Have you ever felt abandoned? Like no one understands your struggles or sees your pain? Life can sometimes make us feel isolated, but God's promise is clear. He will never leave you. Unlike human relationships that may change or fade away, God's presence in your life is constant and unshakable. When you feel alone, remind yourself that God is right there with you. He sees every tear, hears every prayer, and knows every burden you carry. Even in the darkest moments, His light is shining upon you. David, the great king and psalmist, understood this truth when he wrote, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." Psalm 23:4. Just as God was with David in his trials, He is with you in yours. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Fear and discouragement are two of the enemy's greatest weapons. He uses them to keep us from stepping into God's promises. But God commands us not to fear, not because there won't be challenges, but because He is greater than any challenge we will ever face. Are you facing a difficult season in your life? Do you feel like giving up? Hold on to God's promise. When you feel weak, He is your strength. When you feel lost, He is your guide. When you feel broken, He is your healer. The Bible reminds us in Isaiah 41:10, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Trust in His unfailing love. God's love for you is beyond measure. It is unconditional, everlasting, and steadfast. He has not brought you this far to leave you. He is leading you toward a future filled with hope. Today, make a choice to trust Him completely. Lay your fears at His feet, surrender your worries, and walk boldly in faith. Know that whatever lies ahead, you are not alone. God is with you. He goes before you, and He will never leave you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. The Lord is with you always.